What is up everyone? Welcome to today's video. My name is Elise if you're new here. If you're not, welcome back. Today we are doing a reading wrap up for quarter 2 from April to June. I'm doing quarterly wrap ups instead of monthly because I don't read that much in a month. Let's just get right into the stats then. So this is overall stats for you guys. Second quarter I read 2,920 pages, 2 romance, 3 self-help, 2 mystery, 1 fiction, and 1 science fiction. So that totals out to 9 books, which isn't horrible, but I'm definitely behind my goal of wanting to read 55 books this year. So hopefully the next coming months I can hustle it since it's summertime, but it's also summertime so I kind of read less. I don't even know when I read the most, to be honest, but that's that. So now we're gonna start with April. April was my best reading month because I think I was just like in a group. I don't even know why. I was on vacation in April. As you saw, I was in Maryland if you watch those videos, and I don't know, it's just a good month in April that I was reading. The first book that I read was The Let Them Theory, and that book has 304 pages and I rated it 5 stars. And I actually own that book, but I lended it out to a friend right now, so she's reading it. That book was really good, and I think it was really necessary for me to read as a person who tries to control everything and tries to control people. I'm not even gonna lie, I try to control people and try to control circumstances and things like that and take a lot of things personal. That I think the book was really necessary for me because it's literally just the Let Them Theory, and it's nothing like crazy, but it's just really good. It was just a good little reminder and just like ways for me to just let go and also take responsibility, because there's 2 parts to it. It's like the let them and then let me. It was a good book. It's a nonfiction, so there's not really much to say about it besides that it's a theory written by Mel Robbins, and you just read about it, how it came to be, how to apply it to life, and just about the theory. I don't know, guys, I'm just where I'm trying to get better at describing what books are about. That's the Let Them Theory. Highly recommend reading if you're anything like. But I will say parts of it that were a little frustrating was that it sounded like she was just repeating paragraphs. Like I swear I was reading a paragraph and then like the next page it was the same paragraph copy and pasted. So I mean, like I get it because you're trying to like repeat and reiterate so to get the point across, but it was a little repetitive. Still overall a really good self-help and a good one if you just want to get started into self-help reading. I don't know, sometimes people do. I like reading self-help, I've always have, so it was a good one. The next book was The Ministry of Time, and that has 335 pages. That one I rented from the library, so I don't have that one physically, but that one I rated 2 stars. Maybe that writing style just like wasn't for me, maybe that type of book just wasn't for me, but that was actually like my book for one of my book clubs, and I was really excited about it because I heard such great things about it. Didn't hit. Like the concept was really cool. I loved the concept, so I was really interested in reading it. Basically the concept is about time traveling, and these people from really far back in the day come back to like the real life, or like the current age obviously because it's time travel, and they're like just trying to figure out like kind of a romance but not really. Well, I guess there is. The concept was cool, and I won't lie, the main character Graham made me laugh a lot because like he's from way back in the day and then he's trying to figure out the current day, and it was just funny when he's like, OMG, it's a toilet. That was just cool. Okay, I did laugh a little, so that's why I think give it 2 stars. Other than that, it's just maybe wasn't my cup of tea, but I know a lot of people love it, so if you're into science fiction and time travel and stuff like that, maybe it's for you. It just wasn't for me, and that's okay, truly. And then the next book I read was Maybe in Another Life by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I gave that book 4 stars. I love Taylor Jenkins Reid. I have pretty much loved every single book that I've read from her. It's just the way she story tells and the connections you make with the characters and the different types of stories she tells. Maybe in Another Life is a romance, but the way the romance was told was really cool. It was dual. It was a romance that it was like choose your side, but like it told you both sides. So our main character, wait, I actually have that book physical. Let me show you. Okay, so basically it's about Hannah, and it's showing you 2 different stories of how her life would have ended up if she chose one versus the other side, and it was cool. Like I never read a book like that because at the end you don't really get a like what happened, because it was like, well, this is what would have happened if she did this thing, or this is what would have happened if you did this thing. But what I really loved about this was that it kind of just showed you like everything that happens is like meant to happen for you, and at the end of the day whatever is supposed to happen will happen. I just love that lesson and that meaning of whatever is meant for you is truly meant for you, and I know that's so basic classic. This book just really reiterated that for me. I ate it up. That's what I love about Taylor Jenkins Reid too, is that her stories also always have like deeper meaning to them. This one was a 4-star. The next book was The Four Agreements, and this has 138 pages in it. And this book is really short and sweet. I think I got it from Five Below back in the day, and it's just so like simple. I like can't even tell you, even like look the words, there's not even that many on each page. It's called The Wisdom Book, and that's literally what it was. I gave it 3 stars because it was nothing like crazy, but it was just good. It was just, all the little tips were just so simple, but that's why they're so overused, and that's why they're always said, because they work, and that's like do good in life, I guess, or just like they're helpful for life. There's not really much to say about it. Non-fiction, I'm not really good at what to say about it because it's just all like advice and stuff, and I can't really tell you. You just have 4 pieces of advice basically that are like fundamental for a successful life. Good little short self-help book too. And then the next book that I read was No Exit, and that has 333 pages. That was for my book club as well. That book was pretty good. I saw the movie like a really long time ago, so like some things like were like replaying in my head from the movie while I was reading the book, but then I also like watched the movie so long ago that I kind of forgot what happened. So it was like a good book. The plot twists were good, the suspense, the thriller, the mystery was good. It just kept you on your toes, and it just was like a horror movie, thriller movie on pages. I gave the book 3 stars because, I don't know, maybe because I don't read many of these kind of books and it wasn't anything crazy. It was just like a good book. It's kind of how I felt about it. I wasn't in love with it. I didn't hate it, and that's kind of what my 3-star rating is. Basically, it's about this girl, I forgot her name. She is going home for, not for Christmas, she's going home because of something going on in her family, and then she gets stuck at a rest stop, and it's winter time, so you know what that means, a winter storm, and then there's some sus things happening. I just don't want to spoil anything, but then she like goes to this car, and there's something in the car, and then she needs to save it, and you just follow along her trying to save what's in the car and then save herself because some sus things going on. I don't want to spoil anything, okay? My detailings are vague. Hopefully that's interesting enough for you. The last book that I read in April was Not a Fan, and this was 222 pages, and I think I give this 3 or 4 star, and it's basically a Christian nonfiction book. It's becoming a completely committed follower of Jesus, and it was good. It just really convicted me and held me accountable for my actions and what I was doing in my life, and I think that was a good book, so that's why I got a high rating, because as a Christian you should feel convicted, and you should feel convicted for what you're doing wrong and always trying to get better and strive to be like Jesus. So that's why I ate this book up and I loved it. So there's not really much to say about it either because it's a nonfiction book, just basically telling you how to be more of a committed follower to Jesus. That was all the books that I read in April, and that came out to be 1,665 pages in total. And then we'll talk about May, but there's nothing really to talk about May because I did not read a single book in May. Well, okay, I read books in May, but I didn't finish a single book in May. There's nothing really to talk about for May. So then obviously the next one is June. So for June, I read 3 books, and the total was 1,255 pages. And all 3 of those books were books that was in my finishing books that I'm in the middle of. And so I'm just gonna do an in-depth review in this video because I didn't do one in that video because I knew this review was coming. So the lighting just got really bad. I think the clouds just covered the sun. But anyways, to begin with the first book of June was Out of the Woods with 315 pages, and I gave that book 3 stars. And I was really anticipated on reading this book because it was a second chance romance, and if you know anything about me or if you saw my other reading wrap up, I eat up a second chance romance and I just love them. I don't know what it is. I just love it when people like break up and then they get back together because they just like can't get over each other or get away from each other. It was good. It was about this couple, and it was even better because this couple was already married, and I also love that. I don't know why, because it's really, you've been together for a really long time and you're committed to each other by the law, and you decided to vow to be committed to each other, and so they're just figuring it out and refiguring out how to like fall in love with each other, love each other again, and being in such a long relationship doing a certain way and then just like trying to fix it. So it was about these 2 couples who were in a marriage. They hit some rough spots, and they went to this camp retreat, and then the rest is kind of there, and it's a romance, so you can probably figure out what happened. I still highly recommend it. It was a good read, easy read, not that long. And I didn't read the first one because it's in like this series, but like a standalone series, but I don't think you have to read it. Now, the next book that I read was The Favorites, and that has 434 pages. And let me just tell you, I ate up every single second of that book. I love that book. That is a 5-star read for me. The drama, the stories, the storyline, the way it was written, the documentary style, it was just all so good. The ending, the meaning, and like the deeper meaning of it, and the full circle, and just like how it all played out. It was such a good book. It's about these ice skaters who are trying to go for the Olympics, and so then it shows the rivalry, the drama, the competition. It talks about ice skating, which is cool, and then it has like a documentary style, so then there's lines written of like an interview style, and then like people commenting on it. And this book like made me feel angry. Not even gonna lie, like it made me feel angry, and I think that's also why it gets a 5-star, because if you can evoke emotions out of me like that from a book, you're a good book. You're a great book. Highly recommend that book. Okay, and then so the last book that I read was Everyone in My Family Killed Someone, and that is 506 pages, but that was 506 pages because I had the large print edition, because that's what my library had. That book I gave 4 stars, and that one was actually due, or like for me to read back in like April, because it was like a book club read. So that's why I read it. The ending I should have known, to be honest, for how many books I read and how many books have like that kind of ending. So I should have known the ending, but I didn't. It was still a really good book, and the way it was written was funny. I liked the way, because he was like commenting on his own writing. He was like, I know there should be an apostrophe, but there isn't. He was just a funny narrator, and it was easy read. Although I did give it 4 stars because I got kind of bored, and it was really long, but I know it was long because I had a large print edition. I was just scanning through, but I should have actually read it, because at the end it like made sense, and I should have known, because it's all like the details to equal out to the mystery. But whatever, it was still really good. The last 100 pages I ate up, and I loved every second of it. It was just a cool concept. Basically, it's about this family, and you learn about everyone and who they have killed. There's also a storyline of they're at a ski resort for a family reunion, and then there's murderers happening, and they're trying to figure out who's doing the murders. 4-star book for me, because I don't really read mysteries that much, so it was like a good one, and it kept me pretty much intrigued. I highly recommend that book if you do not read mysteries that often, and you just want something that's lighthearted and funny, but also mysterious, and you're trying to solve something. I highly recommend that for you. That's the last book that I read in June, which means that's the last book to talk about in this video. I just want to say thank you guys for watching, and there will be more reading vlogs coming your way and more book related content, because I love making that stuff. My camera is overheating, so I'm gonna end this video, and I'll see y'all next week.